Hello everyone and welcome back to more StephenPlays Magic Duels. On the last episode, we finally finished Liliana's campaign. It was difficult. It was really difficult. From start to finish, that was hard. It was very, very hard, but especially that final battle, and anyone who watched that episode will certainly know why. Now, we have completed 3 of the 5 colors in Magic. We've started with white, moved on to blue, just finished up black, and now, my favorite color. Yes, red. Red is the color of fury, of speed, and dang, I am so excited. Chandra Nalaar. You are Chandra Nalaar, an 11-year-old living on Kaladesh. You chafe at the prospect of spending your life as an inventor, building things for proper society. You prefer taking things apart, often with your fists. You know that tinkering is not for you, and you just want to find a way to be yourself. And now we'll see a transformation back to an 11-year-old. You find yourself in yet another in a long series of scrapes with the authorities of Kaladesh who don't understand you. This time, however, something unexpected happens. When they corner you, fire spontaneously erupts from your hands. Oh, God, I'm excited. I am so freaking excited. Once again, great artwork as always. So, yeah, red has... even from the beginning, red was my favorite color. I had played around with a bunch of the different colors in Magic, and I just grasped onto red early on just because it covered all of my favorite things. It worked just how my mind wanted Magic to work, and that's, I think, why I love it so much. Basically, the way I've always thought of it is if you can't win in the first few turns of combat with red, then you ain't gonna win, and I like that. So, let's get started. Chandra versus the Kaladesh Artificers. Opponent plays first. I have no idea what's going to happen, but we'll see. We've got 3 mana. We've got a Young Pyromancer. Cost 2. It is a 2/1 creature. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, put a 1/1 red elemental creature token onto the battlefield. So, it's pretty spectacular. We get a 2/1, and we get an extra 1/1 anytime we cast an instant or sorcery, which hopefully will be often. We've also got a classic 5/4 fire elemental, so if the game goes a little long and we get to 5th turn, I got some big creature I can play. Fiery Impulse, which is a instant for 1. Fiery Impulse deals 2 damage to target creature. Also, Spell Mastery. If there are 2 or more instant and or sorcery cards in your graveyard, Fiery Impulse deals 3 damage to that creature instead. So you have to have 2 or more instants or sorceries in the graveyard, but then this essentially becomes a Lightning Bolt. Except Lightning Bolts can hit players, and this can only ever hit creatures. Lightning Bolt is my favorite Magic the Gathering card. God, I miss it. Flames of the Firebrand. Sorcery for 3. Flames of the Firebrand deals 3 damage divided as you choose among 1, 2, or 3 target creatures and or players. That's pretty sweet. This one deals 3 damage, and you can divide it as you choose. So, when we look at our creatures, we only have 2, but we've got 2 burn spells, which is pretty fantastic. Also, if we can get this guy in early, every time we cast one of those burn spells, we'll also make additional creatures. Not bad. I don't know what else is in this deck, is the only thing, so I don't actually know what I should be expecting, but I guess we'll just keep and hope that it was a good choice. The opponent plays first, which is also kind of fun because we'll get to draw a card. So he plays a land, we draw something else. This is Chandra's Fury. It's an instant for 5. It deals 4 damage to target player and 1 damage to each creature that player controls. I also like the text there. Well, they started it. Okay, so not much we can do on turn 1. We're going to put the mountain in and go straight to end step. Let's see what this guy has in store for us on his 2nd turn. So he's doing both red and blue. Interesting. Sellsword Brute. 2/2 for 2. Creature. When Sellsword Brute dies, it deals 2 damage to you. Huh. Man, that's, you have to understand, that is not to me. That is to them. So they're getting a 2/2 for 2, but when it dies, they take 2 damage, which kind of sucks for them. You have to read the card as if it was, you know, directed to you as the player, so that kind of sucks. All right, mountain. And I think the best course of action is probably going to go ahead and get this creature in, so every instant or sorcery we play, we start getting free 1/1 tokens out of it. So we got our Young Pyromancer in. Hopefully he doesn't have burn also, because he could just easily kill my dude, and that would suck. Go to the main. He's throwing in a mountain. What happens? Go into the attack step. He will attack. I will not block because I am not concerned at all. What's he going to do? Swings at me for 2 damage. I'm at 18. In his second main, what is he going to plan? He's doing a Girapur Gearcrafter, which is a 2-1 human. When Girapur Gearcrafter enters the battlefield, put a 1-1 colorless Thopter artifact creature token with flying onto the battlefield. So he gets a free 1-1 flyer. Okay. But it just activates that one time, so it's not a huge concern. At least not yet. Okay. My turn. Got another mountain here. So I got plenty of mana. It's time to burn some things. Just gotta figure out what exactly we're going to burn. Now, every time we use a burn spell, we do get a 1-1, so that's gonna be at least a little helpful. I say this actually becomes better if we get 2 or more instant or sorcery cards in the graveyard, so if we can hold off on that, we will. This does 3 damage divided as we want, so why don't we play this? So let's take out... It does 3 damage, so we can actually take out both of these, which seems pretty good to me. So, choose a creature or player to deal 1 damage to. Boom. Choose a creature or player to deal 1 damage to. Boom. And then another one. Boom. I think that worked out exactly how I wanted it to. So we get a free 1-1 because of that. We kill off 2 creatures with 1 card. We go to our attack step. Now the problem is I'm actually worried that he would block, and if he blocks, that's kind of bad because I want to continue to make 1-1, so I'm actually going to skip my attack step for now. The time will come when I'll be able to go crazy and start swinging, but until then I can't. You also notice that he did take 2 damage because that 1 creature died, so kind of a sucky guy. Not exactly one I'd want in my deck. Okay, 17. What you got here, friend? An Aeronaut Tinkerer, 2-3 human. Aeronaut Tinkerer has flying as long as you control an artifact. Oh, well look at that. So this guy's going to be a flyer because he has that 1-1 artifact creature. Well, guess what? I'm going to kill it, and then you won't be able to fly anymore. How you feel about that? So now I'm up to 4 mana. Well, this... I can play this next turn, and that's going to be pretty helpful because that'll do 1 damage to each creature that player controls. And when I do that... Okay. Alright, I have my game plan. So I'm going to play this next turn, probably. Of course, that's not going to do enough damage. I'm going to need 1 more turn in order to do that, won't I? Because this, if I do it, will kill off the guy, and it will also come back to the ground. Of course, that'll be in the graveyard at that point, so this will do 3 damage, so I could kill off the other flyer next turn. Things are moving a little slow, but I'm also building up to get some fire elementals out, so that's not really a bad thing. These decks in the game are definitely going to move slower than I'm used to. I used to run a deck called Red Deck Wins, because essentially how it worked was if you hadn't won the game on like turn 4 or 5... you weren't going to win the game. You just had a bunch of power that you threw out as fast as you could, and you either burned them up and everyone, and your opponent just died very quickly, or you ran out of fuel and then you were screwed. But it was like high risk, high reward, and I really enjoyed that. Okay, so I think the best course of action for now is to actually wait. I do have the mana in my hand to play Chandra's Fury, so I'm not really concerned about that. I could swing, but that's not extremely productive either, so I think I'm going to skip attack. Once again, I got 17 health. I'm not concerned. I certainly have the stuff in my hand to deal with these problems as they come, so not a problem at the moment. So I think I'm actually just going to kind of skip this turn, just kind of wait. I could bring that guy back on the ground, but that doesn't really matter if they swing at me for 3. 3 damage is not much. I'll just hold off until next turn. Curious to see what he's going to do. Now, he does have blue, so he could counter whatever I play, and that's slightly concerning, but not too much. Okay, so he's going to swing at me and do 3 damage. It's going to take me down to 14. Now, is he going to put in another creature? Because that would kind of suck. Oh, it's another one of those guys. When they die, he takes 2 damage. All right. Sure, man. Whatever makes you happy. All right, my turn. What am I drawing? I drew a Fire Fiend Elemental. It is a 3-2 haste creature. Haste means that as soon as I put it in, it can attack. No summoning sickness on this guy. It also has Renown 1, so when this creature deals combat damage to a player, another creature, if it isn't renowned, you get to put a +1/+1 counter on it and it becomes renowned. So basically, when it finally is able to hit the player, not the creature, but the player, it becomes a 4/3, which is not bad. Not bad at all. Let's put in the mountain. It is urging me to play Fiery Impulse. Okay. Now, if I play Fiery Impulse, it's going to do 2 damage, and I won't be able to play this. But I could play this. That actually is the correct move for this turn. See, what I wanted to do was I wanted to do this and this, but I don't have 6 mana. So it'd actually be better if I just waited. However, if I play Fiery Impulse now, I can do 2 damage and kill the guy who could block, and then I could bring in my haste guy. Then I'm swinging for, what, 6? That's not a bad move. I think that's probably what I want to do. Now, I won't have any burn, unfortunately, to take out the flyer. Oh, no, this will take out the flyer, and then the other guy will come down. Perfect. Oh, this is great. This is actually working out really well. Okay, so let's start by using Fiery Impulse. We're going to do 2 damage to the guy that just came in. So we're going to make sure we hit the guy that just showed up. So I get a 1/1 because of that, which is pretty spectacular. He dies. That means the opponent takes 2 damage because that creature sucks really badly. And then we're going to go ahead and put in our haste guy. So his guys are all tapped. So even though they're flying, it don't matter. It does not matter at all. So I'm going to be able to swing. One of my guys is summoning 6, so I'm actually only swinging for 6, not 7. But still, 6 damage, not bad. Confirm attack. Coming at you, friend. Now, he does have an untapped... No? Okay. He had an untapped mountain, so I was wondering if maybe, you know, before damage was dealt, if he was going to try and kill off one of my dudes, but he decided not to. Or maybe he just didn't have it. I also did damage, which means that that guy becomes renowned, so he is now a 4/3. So things are in my favor right now. I mean, he's got 2 flyers, but he's going to start being scared. He still decided to swing, though. Still wanted to swing. Well, I mean, hey, man, whatever gets you through your day. Okay, 1 damage. Going to main. You are playing another one of those terrible enemies or terrible creatures. Okay, I mean, you do you. If you want to stack your deck full of those guys, be my guest. I hope they're not in mine, because they are not good cards. Chandra's Fury is what my plan was before. If I do this, it's going to do 1 damage to each creature. So it's going to take out the artifact, and the other one's going to come down. Really wish I had burned to take out the other guys, because that's the way I would prefer to do it. I wonder if I could almost bait them into... I'm trying... Okay, here's my thought process so you guys understand the wavelength I'm going right now. Now, when I play this, they're going to each take a damage. Obviously, the damage resets at the end of my turn, so if I'm going to finish off his creatures, I need to do it now. The question is he going to be more likely or less likely to block if I cast this before or after the combat phase? I don't know. It's a computer. It's not a person. But if I attack with, like, the 1/1s and he blocks, which I presume he would do, then I can cast this, and it would, for the most part, finish them off. Yes. Seems good. It's just a matter of if I want to do that before or after combat. I don't think it really matters. He may not want to lose the guys. But also, I think he's going to have to block me, because I'm going to do fatal damage otherwise. Alright. So let's go ahead and start with this. We'll start with Chandra's Fury. I don't think it really matters. He's going to take 4 damage, taking him to 6. It's going to do 1 damage to each of his other creatures. So it completely kills the Thopter, which was his artifact creature, which means that his other guy comes down to the ground. So he could technically take out this guy, but it doesn't matter to me if he does or not. So we're going to swing there. We're going to swing here. We're going to swing here. So that's already 6. He has to block something or he's going to lose the game. My other option is to swing with this guy, but I'm going to be honest, I kind of enjoy getting free elemental tokens, so I'm not sure if I want to swing with him or not. Now, if I do, he'll probably try and block the 4/3 and the 2-1. So he would take 2, go to 4, and then he would lose one guy, and we'd trade on another. Is that what he's going to do? And would my board position still be fine? My board position should be great. I'm going to be bringing out fire elementals soon. I just don't have any burn left. Should I swing with everything, or should I just hold back to make more elementals? I guess the elementals don't really matter at this point. So swinging, I'm gonna take the full-on red mentality here, and the red mentality is kill you as fast as I can. That's the way I used to play Magic, and that's the way I'm gonna go here. It also causes him to have to react in a way that he may not want to, but he is blocking exactly like I thought he would. Ah, but he's got a little trick up his sleeve. He's using Kindled Fury. Target creature gets +1 attack and gains first strike, which will probably be enough to do me... Yep. So he's actually going to kill off my 4/3 with first strike, because that's going to happen before my guy ever deals his damage. So first strike happens, I lose the elemental. He got to keep that one. We do 2 damage here. And then these guys are going to trade. Okay. Still not too concerned. I got one guy to block with if I absolutely need to. He's down to 4 health, which is well within the burn range for me. So, Kindled Fury or not, I'm not too concerned. We'll go to second main, see what he's got. He's got a Scrapyard Mongrel, a 3/3 creature, and as long as you control an artifact, the Scrapyard Mongrel gets +2 power and has trample. So we are very fortunate that we took out that Thopter, because otherwise that dog would have been very scary. Let's get some burn up in here. Or just a mountain. Sure. So let's put in a fire elemental. So you got 3 1/1s, 3 1/1s and a 5/4. And we're going to be kind of stalematey at this point, because he can't swing at me, because if he does, he's not going to have anyone to block with. So he's kind of in a bad position. If I could get a solid burn spell, this match could be over. He decides to go for it and swing at me for 3. The question is why? You know, why is he doing that? The game was obviously like, well, shoot, you should block with the 5/4. But it seems like a trick. To be honest, it seems like he's got something up his sleeve, right? Because why on earth would he do this? It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So I think that I should just take the 3. That's what I think. And that's what I'm going to do. Joke's on you. I'm not falling for your trap, because there's no way you can do 10 extra damage. So he does 3. I'm going to hold on to all these guys. He's putting in Aspiring Aeronaut. It is a 1/2 flyer. When it enters the battlefield, put a 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact. So he gets another Thopter. So now you can kind of see how red works. Red hits really hard at the beginning. But now we're running into some problems because we're running out of steam. Now we're drawing mountains. We're not drawing burn. So we're going to put in our fire elemental here. But we're going to have to make some stuff happen. Because otherwise we're going to be in trouble. His 5/3 is tapped right now. He's got 2 flyers. He can block 3. Gross. He can block 3 of my guys. Let's see. If I do this, I can still block 1 of his guys. I'll probably block the 5/3. He'll hit me for 4 damage next turn. If I do this, he's going to take only 1 damage, but he's going to lose the Thopter. Is my guess. This is getting risky. Red is starting to run out of fuel, and I really need a burn spell. It would really help me out right now. The question is, what do I do? This seems correct to me. Continue to hit as hard and fast as possible. I could hold one of these guys back, but then I'm probably not hitting him for any damage. But also having a blocker is helpful, so... I really don't know how he'll respond to this. And I gotta get something else in my hand soon. I gotta get some other cards. Might have been a mistake to let that 2/1 go that made the elementals, but at the same time, I haven't played any instants since then, so I guess it wasn't a huge loss. So do I feel comfortable making this attack? He has to... He can't... Well... I guess he could pile everyone on the 5/4 and let the 1/1s go through. I don't know how he'll do this, but the important thing is to note that he can't kill me next turn. He can't. The most he could do, even if he swung with everyone and I couldn't block, is 9. And that's not going to happen. I'm going to confirm attack. This may be a bit of a misplay. I may wanted to hold back one of the 1/1s. So he's going to double block. Interesting. Actually kind of confused. Alright, so he takes one there. He takes one there. So he's down to 2. That's very dangerous if you're fighting red. Actually, oh man, he almost lost the game if he would have... Oh, that would have been close. So these guys trade. Alright, interesting. He did that a little differently than I thought he would. The other thing is if I can kill that 2/2, he'll lose the game too. So even if I don't have something that targets him as a player, I can go off that 2/2. He'll take 2 damage and lose. So I get a few win conditions here. Actually, wow. That's the correct answer. You guys see that, right? When he dies, he takes 2 damage. He's swinging with that. So it seems like the obvious answer is to block this guy, but it's not, actually. I could block that guy and kill him, sure, but I can just block the 2/2 and I win the game. Confirm block. Let's see if he's got any tricks up his sleeves. If so, that was a huge misplay on his part. It's done. I kill off his Sellsword Brute. He does 5 damage to me, but it doesn't matter because he takes 2 because his Sellsword Brute dies. It activates, and I win. Man, that was a bad play on his part. I understand why he did it. He wanted to do some serious damage and get me down a lot quicker. But in doing so, that cost him the match because I was like, hey, I'll just block your guy and you'll lose the game because of it. Not bad. Not bad. So that was a nice electrifying start to red. But you guys kind of see how it works. Like, especially if you're playing mono red and you don't have other colors in there, you got to go as fast as you can because you're going to run out of fuel, and that's not always a good thing. Thanks to your newfound fire magic, you managed to escape from the authorities, but your fiery gift does not go unnoticed. Kaladesh soldiers, led by the formidable Captain Baral, pursue you through the city. Looks like things are going to get very messy for Chandra very, very soon. That's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Next episode, we continue on our very fun journey through Red's campaign. This will probably be my favorite campaign because I love Red so much, and I'm anxious to see what happens next time. See you guys then for more StephenPlays Magic Duels.